Vatukoula Goldmines is a gold producer with a 100% owned gold mine in Fiji. We have Dave Paxton here, CEO. Hi, Dave.
Good morning.
Now, Dave, you've just released your preliminary annual results. Could you make a comment on this?
Yeah, the results came out for the year to the end of August. It shows a loss of £2.3 million. It was a year of rebuilding for us. We'd had lots of development and lots of drilling to do, which cost us a lot of money. It impacted on our grade, so we didn't produce as much gold as we would have liked. And really the development program is something which you just had to build up that infrastructure in the mine to get the mine operating to a long-term sustainable plan, which has been our plan all along.
Now you also released with your results reserves and resources. What were these like?
That's right, reserve and resources update came out with it. Our reserves have gone down slightly to 790,000 ounces, and our resources have gone up to 4.3 million ounces. So still a long-term future at Vatukoula.
So what is the company's strategy?
Our strategy is, number one, to get the production up to 100,000 ounces a year, 25,000 ounces a quarter. We are working towards it. It's really to get it into a sustainable position where we can maintain that production. And from there, we're going to look at the potential to make this mine bigger or just get our costs down and really sort of see the long-term future of Vatukoula going forwards.
Okay, so now with the next steps, how will you execute the strategy?
Really, we brought some planning in-house. We're doing a lot of planning within the mine. We originally had our consultants doing our planning for us. We're now doing it in-house. We're doing both short-term and long-term planning on the mine. Short-term engineers are looking at 18 months and really scheduling and making sure we've got that sustainable production. At Vatukoula, your problem is to blend the grade so you get an average grade consistent. You don't want to go between high and low. And then we've got somebody looking at the longer-term plan, which is currently 7 years, but we need to extend that out to 14 years. There's a lot of infrastructure in underground gold mine. You've got to make sure you're getting that done early to make sure it's ready for the production when you get to that time.
Okay, so you're talking about a 7 to 14 years long-term plan. Could you give us some more details about this?
Yeah, the plan is really, we've got to schedule the mine. It involves a lot of drilling to make sure we know it isn't infrastructure developments. There's also some additional potential we could do, a different type of processing plant. We have done some testing on the bacteria leach processing, which looks pretty interesting. We've had some good results. We've got about 12 months to go from that. I think there's some real potential. Vatukoula's got a long life in front of it. We've got to make sure it's sustainable.
Okay, you've had some high operating cash costs. How will you reduce the cash costs going forward?
The real issue at Vatukoula is you've got these high fixed costs. One of our biggest costs is power. It's really producing, we do a lot of pumping, we have basic labor costs, etc. And you need to produce more ounces to get those costs per ounce down. Last year was a rebuilding time for us. We didn't produce as much gold as we should, halfway size. But the costs, we see the doubling of production to a rate of 25,000 ounces a quarter, and that won't double the costs. The costs, only 25% of our costs are variable costs. So it's a very small increase in cost. To get your cost down per ounce is just produce more ounces for an underground gold mine.
Okay, so what's the update for the biomass power station?
Well, costs are still a big part. Power is a big part for Vatukoula, and it's that variability. We're not really sure what the power cost is going to be in 2 years' time. So we have engaged with the Fiji Sugar Corporation to put in a biomass project. Very positive news coming out that the government has given us the go-ahead to get involved in arranging the finance for that and to really drive that project going forward. So that's a huge development for us and will save our costs going forward.
So it must be great to have the support of the government.
Fiji is very, very supportive of the government. It's not many countries in the world where you can speak to the government directly. We do have that relationship with the government. We keep them informed, and they've been very supportive to us, and they're helping us going forward.
So what significant events can we expect in the coming year?
Really, it's going to be the power station. I think it's very, very critical for Vatukoula, certainly in the long-term planning. We're doing lots of exploration drilling. This mine hasn't been explored for the last 20 years. We've started that program already, uncovered a new ore body, the Nielsen ore body. But I think you're going to see a lot more results coming out from the exploration. That's going to be the real lift. And then a production increase. We expect to see a production building up over the year, slowly and steadily, but we're getting there and getting things done. And
can you give us some detail on this Nielsen ore body?
It was an ore body which was found by the exploration, a vertical ore body. Vatukoula were traditionally the vertical ore bodies were the high-grade ones. Found between 600 and 900 meters deep. It's only 200 meters from workings. 3 intersections so far. Looks very, very interesting. Putting together a program to do some drilling on that and see whether we can bring that into our reserves and resources.
And operations have expanded. Can you just give us an overview of the number of people are employed and jobs involved?
Currently employing just under 1,200 people there, 20 expats on the mine, 1,200 Fijians. We will look to expand that slightly. Eventually will end up at about 1,400 people. So it's a big part of the community. We're very, very fortunate in Fiji that you've got very good operators, all live locally, and it makes it for a very competitive underground mining company.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. And we'll be watching Vatukoula Goldmines.